Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about me going off on my principal because he didn't allow me to go on a field trip that my whole grade was going on. So basically, this actually happened this school year before the quarantine, obviously. Like, at least, I think it was the second or third marking period. We're in the sixth right now. But, so basically, it was where'd my phone? It was a field trip to like a college and I don't I think some sort of hospital or something like that. I don't really know. I was only going try. I only wanted to go on it because I didn't want to go to classes and stuff, obviously. But so basically, they would like tell us everything about the field trip. We don't have to get like a because the whole grade's going on it. We don't have to get like anything signed to go on or anything. So they tell us about the field trip. We like know in advance for like 2 or 3 weeks. The day the field trip finally comes, and we're supposed to leave shortly after mod, like halfway through mod one, I believe. And my mod one class was what was my fuck? I don't remember what my mod one class is. Hmm. Oh, I had study hall mod one. Okay, so I went to the study hall, and then they call on the announcements, and I meet up with my friends in the hallway because we're all supposed to go to the cafeteria so they can put everyone in groups and stuff. So I meet up with my friend Jamie. He actually has, I believe it's either type 1 or type 2, whichever one's not like deadly, I guess. I don't know. He has diabetes, so and there's a couple other people, like 4 or 5 people in my other people in my school that have diabetes. So my friend Jamie, he's like, I think they're gonna put all the people with diabetes into one group. I'm like, yeah, probably that would make sense. So if anything happens, I don't know, they're all together. So yeah, so we just keep talking about random stuff, how we're kind of excited to go on the field trip. And then we get into the thing, and my principal, let's call him Bald Douchebag. That's his name, the Bald Douchebag. Um, he's standing in the front, and he already doesn't like me because I've got in trouble a couple times this year and last year. Not exactly the best behaved, but so my principal's standing there. He's putting everybody in groups, and then he gets to Jamie, and he puts them in all. They put all the people with diabetes into one group. So I turn to Jamie, and I'm like, "You're right. All the people with diabetes are going into the same group." I guess my principal, the bald douchebag, heard me, and he goes, "That's it. You're not going on the field trip." I go, "What?" And then he says, "Sit there." So everyone gets in a group, and they're all walking to the bus, and I'm like, he goes, "You're not. You really think that's funny?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You can't just make fun of him because he has diabetes." I'm like, "I'm not making fun of him. He's my friend." I said all the people with diabetes are going to be in the same group because he said something about it earlier. And he starts telling me how I'm being disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, this is fucking ridiculous. And he goes, "Go to the ISS room." I'm like, "No, I'm going to go to class." And he goes, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." So I just go to class, and because my class is pretty much only people in my grade, and there's one person in the grade above me, we didn't have any work, so we were just in there watching videos and stuff. So my sister's actually in the grade above me, so I went to the bathroom, and she was in the hallway with her boyfriend, I think. So, or someone, I don't know who. But I started talking to her, telling her how pissed I am about me not being able to go on a field trip, and then the school police officer comes up to me, and he's like, "Okay, well, the principal needs you in his office." I'm like, "Okay." So I go in there, and he starts yelling at me about how I'm being disrespectful, and I tried to explain to him that I wasn't being disrespectful. I was just making a comment, and he's not listening. He's like, "Well, it's offensive." I'm like, "How is it offensive? Jamie wasn't offended. It wasn't a joke I made. I was making a comment to my friend." He goes, "Well, you offended me." I'm like, "Well, you don't have diabetes, so I don't know why you're offended by something that wasn't even wrong to say." And he's like, "You're just being ridiculous." And then he starts telling me how I could get OSS, and I'm like, "You need to learn how to do your job, obviously, because you're stupid." And he just keeps getting mad, and he's like, "This is the schedule. You're gonna be in the ISS room all the classes after lunch because the teachers are on the field trip." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And he goes, "I didn't say you can leave." I'm like, "Well, I did." So I walk out, and I just go to the ISS room I go to lunch, and I just have lunch in the ISS room because obviously no one was at my table, so I know where to really go for it. So I go into the ISS room, and I'm just sitting there, and because I was supposed to be going on a field trip. I didn't bring my book bag, which has all my work in it, so I had no work. I literally had my phone and my phone charger. for when we got back from the field trip, because it's going to be a boring field trip, so I'd be on the phone a lot. So, Lan had my headphones. But, so I'm sitting there, and the ISS teacher's like, Ethan, get workout. I'm like, I don't know how you expect me to get workout. I told you I didn't bring my bag. She goes, so you have no work? I'm like, no, I have no work. She goes, you can't do anything on the computer. I'm like, I'm not going to do anything on the computer. She says, why? I'm like, well, I should be on the goddamn field trip. It's ridiculous that I'm not. And she goes, okay, calm down. And then the vice principal, I think it was, comes in. And he takes me out in the hallway and tells me I'm being disrespectful and stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. This really doesn't have this story is just kind of, I don't know. I just went off on people, I guess. I was pretty pissed off. Because literally the whole day I was sitting in the ISS room while all my friends pretty much were out of the building. And the one friend that would still be in the building because she's in the grade below me was on her own field trip. She was gone, so I literally had no one to talk to, basically. So I was just like, wow, this is fucking amazing, great. So I just go through the whole day. My friends get back. I'm talking to them about what happened. Everyone's like, yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. You should have been able to in the field trip. I'm like, yeah, I know. Basically, the next day, he comes up to me and he actually apologizes. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. He goes, I'm sorry. Everything was blown out of proportion. I'm like, yeah, it was. And he goes, I'm sorry about everything. I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear it. And I just walk away. He didn't really talk to me much after that. He was obviously unhappy that I blew him off like that, but I don't care. He's a dickhead and I don't like him at all. He's a piece of crap. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story. There's not really a moral to this story. Don't talk back to the principal and stuff because it's not good to do, even if he is a dickhead. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and have a good day. Yeah.